Yep, I'm ready. Welcome into the Your Illini Nation pregame show. Andy Olson, Illini Inquirer's Jeremy Warner with me here. And this game, Jeremy, got a lot more exciting. I know we're going to talk about it with Kofi Cockburn news. But welcome into College Park, Maryland. It's been a couple years since Illinois has been here. I know Illini fans don't want to remember last time the Illini were here in 2019. Andres Feliz. We'll talk about that, I'm sure, too. But, Jeremy, I think we kind of got to start with the news of the hour. Came out today. Kofi Cockburn did not travel with the team, not playing in this game. He's in concussion protocols. There is no timeline, no timetable set for when his return could be. But, Jeremy, tell me what you're hearing about what happened and what the situation is.
Well, it's funny how we learn about this stuff. Kofi Snapchats from Champaign after the team flies to Maryland. All of a sudden, we're put on notice, and we have to ask these questions. But this morning, Illinois announced that Kofi is in concussion protocol. The timeline, we got to ask Brad Underwood about it, but according to team spokesman Derek Burson, he got hit in the head during practice on Sunday, but didn't feel any after effects from it. After the game on Monday against Purdue, Zach Edey got him a few times with an elbow, didn't get called for those fouls, but Kofi Cockburn, apparently the next day or that day, started feeling some symptoms of a concussion, so he's under concussion protocol. Don't know how long he'll be out. I mean, sometimes it only takes a week to come back and clear concussion protocol, but that assumes everything goes right. Of course, Illinois has experience this year of that not going well with Andre Curbelo. Now, Curbelo's got a history of concussions in his past in high school, but obviously for tonight and potentially for Tuesday against another ranked team in Michigan State, you could be without Kofi Cockburn, which it completely changes this team. Everything this team does, offensively and defensively, is built around Kofi Cockburn. Everything the opponents do is built around Kofi Cockburn. So it's a completely different team, and Andy, it's just Illinois cannot stay healthy. They cannot get together as a group and be on the floor all at once. You thought that was going to be the case with Andre Curbelo coming back. When Curbelo comes back, plays great. Now your best player, Kofi Cockburn's out.
What is it? What Brad Underwood said, 1.5 minutes they had together, Kofi Cockburn and Andre Curbelo against Purdue. It's just crazy. And I know that Illinois had a great game against Purdue where Kofi sat for much of that game, but I don't know how much time Maryland's had to prep now. I mean, they've known all day that Kofi's not playing, and he played such a big part when these two teams played earlier this month. He scored 23 points, 18 rebounds. I mean, you're not going to get that production just back from adding Andre Curbelo back to the team. I know the line has already moved today with the news that Kofi Cockburn is out, so this really has huge implications because this, I think, myself included, a lot of people thought that came in thinking Illinois should handle their business in this game. Now, anything can happen. It's the Big Ten, but this was one that they should win, and that kind of changes with the news.
Even with Kofi Cockburn, Maryland's been a tough matchup for Illinois. They got big wings. Dante Scott's been a matchup issue for them. It's this big, skilled four. But then Kudas Wahab didn't play very well, but now he's going up against Omar Payne and going up against Coleman Hawkins and Benjamin Bosmans-Verdonk. Not quite the same player, and you're right. No matter how good Benjamin Bosmans-Verdonk was against Purdue, his production was mostly defensive, but he only scored 4 points and had 4 rebounds. Omar Payne had a great game against Nebraska, so it's nice that you have a little bit more confidence in those guys, but Coleman Hawkins has not played well the last couple games. 1 point and 1 rebound in his last 30 minutes of action. So it's just a completely different team. It really means it's got to be a committee in the front court, and you got to rebound. And one of Illinois' greatnesses this year is their rebounding ability. Most of that's coming through Kofi Cockburn. You need DeMonte Williams, Jacob Grandison, Andre Curbelo to rebound tonight. But you need your guards to outplay Maryland's guards. I know Maryland's having a bad season after their coach resigned, but Fats Russell has talent. Eric Ayala has talent. We've seen some of their other guys really step up. Hakeem Hart has been pretty good for them. So Trent Frazier, Andre Curbelo, they should give you a lot of faith. Jacob Grandison, Alfonso Plummer, but they have to play really well tonight.
And Andre Curbelo, one of the big things with him, he's still not fully fit yet. I mean, we know that he was supposed to only play 8 minutes against Purdue, but he was playing so well, put him out there for 25. We don't know what his conditioning is going to be like for this game. I hope better after getting some more practice time. Before Purdue, he only had 2 practices, is what Brad Underwood was telling us. So that's one of the things to watch in this game. Brad said he was going to keep bringing him off the bench, which should be really interesting to see how that rotation looks like. All the rotations I was thinking of in my mind get thrown off by the Kofi news because they go, how do you bring Andre in? Now that's all out the window. But, Jeremy, I brought up 2019, and that was one of the, I would say, last games before Ayo Dosunmu really became Ayo Dosunmu. Now, I wasn't covering the team at that point. I know it was a bad loss. Andres Feliz was the one who was kind of given the job at the end, and terrific player, but after that point, we saw games like Michigan State and then the Iowa at the end of the year where Ayo Dosunmu became the closer. Do you think that guys that were still on that team, and there's not many left, kind of want to get back for that because of how close they were to upsetting number 3 Maryland?
I don't even know they're thinking about that. That was so long ago. Half the guys probably weren't even on the team. And Ayo Dosunmu was gone, and this is just a completely different program. I agree. It was a game you had the chance to win. You couldn't inbound the ball. All those things, like, you had a chance to win, but they've done so much winning since then. They're the best program in the Big Ten by conference wins during the last 3 years since that time. So I don't know how much that matters because it was 3 years ago. What matters now is you're fighting at the top of the Big Ten, and to win the Big Ten, you got to win road games even when you're shorthanded. And I think having Andre Curbelo back is monstrous because one thing Illinois can do with Kofi Cockburn is get the ball inside just by getting the big man the ball. You're not going to do that with Omar Payne. You're not going to do that with Benjamin Bosmans-Verdonk. But you have a point guard who easily gets to the lane basically whenever he wants, and that can break down a defense and get the shooters going. So good thing you have Andre Curbelo, because if it was no Curbelo, no Cockburn, I think Maryland would rightfully be favored in this game despite their record. But I think that's huge for Illinois to have him healthy and have him confident after what he did. And I thought the way he blended himself in, didn't try to do too much, but when his team needed him to step up, he certainly did and showed himself to be the all Big Ten caliber point guard and playmaker we all thought he would be, and kind of proved that, yeah, this team's way better when I'm in the lineup.
I'm glad you said that about 19, because I've seen a lot of people on Twitter who may not have been as over it as the team are right now. But let's wrap up here. So we're getting pretty close to tip-off. This is a 6 p.m. Central tip. So, Jeremy, what's your score prediction, and how do you see this one playing out? I'm sure it was put all in flux today.
Yeah, I mean, I still think Illinois, they've done this before. They've been shorthanded now. Being shorthanded without Kofi Cockburn is different than being shorthanded without Andre Curbelo, because you still have Trent Frazier, Alfonso Plummer. So I think this is going to be a battle. I think the key is for Illinois to get off to a good start, because Maryland is going through a really tough season. And while they battle back against Illinois, despite having a big early deficit there, I think this team in Maryland, if they get down early, maybe you can bury them a little bit. That they won't have confidence and maybe not have that fight. But I think this is a tough matchup with their front court. So the guards have to be really efficient, and they got to be on the glass. I think rebounding numbers are going to be huge for this game. Illinois can't give Maryland a lot of extra opportunities, but obviously Trent Frazier, Alfonso Plummer got to get going from deep.
All right. Those are the final thoughts. I think I'm going to go final score.
Oh, I didn't give you a prediction.
You didn't get final score. I thought you were trying to avoid it.
I'll go Illinois 68, Maryland 65.
I was going to go close. I'm going to go 73-68 Illinois in front. I still think they pull it off. It's going to be closer than the last time we saw. Anything anyone at home should read before the game gets started here in a few minutes?
Well, I did write a piece on Dane Danger, the Baylor transfer. So whatever life after Kofi Cockburn is, whatever that will be, Dane Danger will be a big part of that. Brad Underwood compared him to a player who's pretty good, Trevion Williams. So you can read about him on there. And of course, we have everything to prep you for this game as well.
All right. IlliniInquirer.com, WCIA.com will also have your coverage after the game. Tune in to Brad Underwood's post-game press conference. This one getting set in just a few minutes. I hope you enjoy the game. Tune back in later. We'll have all your coverage then. For now, enjoy the game. We'll see you later.